Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today we have my best of 2016 huge, massive favourites video. Now, I was intending on doing this in one part and just getting it all out and done, but I'm looking at the amount of things. I just have baskets of products. I have products laid out in front of me, and I think we're going to have to do two. So this will be the first part. I'll be talking about makeup, and then I think I'm going to do all my skincare and other bits in another video. So that will probably be coming up on Wednesday for you. Also, if you wanted to go back and see what my favourite picks were last year, I will leave a link down below for my 2015 favourites if you want to watch that first. As always, I've done this in categories. We have things like best foundation, best lipstick, best bronzer, and I'm just going to run through them all. So, a deep breath. Here we go. I hope you have a cup of tea, by the way, because you're going to need one. So the first thing is best primer. Now, I'm not a primer girl at all. I never use primers unless I'm going out for something really fancy. One thing I do use a lot underneath my makeup though is the Estée Lauder DayWear, and this is kind of like a moisturiser, but as you blend it in, it releases this tint, and it kind of has a little bit of pigment and a bit of colour to it, so it's slightly covering, but mostly it's there for some colour. So I actually use this a lot more than I thought I would. I think it looks so nice underneath foundation, and it also just adds a bit of moisture too. So if you have dry skin like me, having something that's really hydrating underneath your base is always going to be great. If you're new to these videos, I have a few different categories for foundation as well, because I'm just a foundation hoarder and I can never choose one. So first we have best high-end foundation, and this was a really easy choice for me. It went to Clinique's Superbalanced foundation, and you guys know the backstory of this. I've said so many times, this was my first ever high-end purchase. Didn't use it for years and years, and then I went and got a new one, and I just have been loving it ever since. It's such a blendable, really easy to use foundation. That sounds silly, but some foundations do take a while to work in and to make look good, but this I can put on in seconds and it just looks great. It's really nice coverage. It gives a really good cover, and it is very dewy and luminous looking, but not really shiny. For an everyday foundation, I love this. It's also great for any skin type, so it's moisturising if you have dry skin, and it's also oil absorbing and balancing if you have oily skin. So what more could you want? And then I have the category of tinted moisturiser, best tinted moisturiser. I think this is generally the same every single year because I love this stuff so much. It's the Chantecaille Just Skin. Definitely a pricey one, but I've had this tube now for probably longer than I should have, at least a couple of years, and I still have so much in there. So this is always my go-to foundation or base when I want something really natural, when I don't really have to think about my makeup. I just want something quite glowy and hydrating, so I love this so much. And then budget foundations. So my pick for my favourite budget foundation this year, it has to be Rimmel's Match Perfection. I've used so much of this, I actually have a dent in the bottle because I have really gone through this, and I don't often do that with base products. There's something about this which actually reminds me a lot of the Clinique foundation. It just blends in so quickly and so easily, and it just instantly looks like your skin. A lot of people always ask me what is the best kind of drugstore foundation, what's your pick for something on a budget, and I have to say this is just so good. In fact, the entire Match Perfection range, as you will see in a second, is just wonderful. It's so good for the price, and in general, if this was a high-end foundation, I would pay even more for it because it's really great. So for best concealer, no surprises here, is the matching Match Perfection concealer. I discovered this at the beginning of the year. I always have a big drugstore week in January and February, and it was just no going back from there. I've had probably 6 or 7 of these tubes. I think it's an amazing concealer. It has such great coverage without being chalky or cakey. It's always very kind of radiant looking, which you may not think you need from a concealer, but I think it just goes so far to making it look super natural. I use this under my eyes. It's so good for dark circles. We know I have big dark circles, and as well as that, around the face, covering up blemishes and redness, it just works so well for everything. So it's a real all-rounder, which I think is a hard thing to find when it comes to concealer. So my pick for best powder comes from Charlotte Tilbury, and I think this is the first of many Charlotte Tilbury products you're going to see in this video. So this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and it really is super finely milled. Especially for a pressed powder, it's hard to find one that acts like a loose powder but is pressed in a compact and a lot easier to travel with and use. wrinkles. I barely even noticed that this is on my skin, and that's probably why I like it so much. I was never a fan of the way powders looked on my skin. I thought they were very dry and cakey because I do have dry skin, so powder can just make that look 10 times worse. But this just doesn't do that at all. It's really, really amazing. And as far as lasting power and setting things down goes, it works so, so well, especially under my eyes. I think that's probably the one step that I religiously do now every single time I put makeup on, is to use this under my eyes to set my concealer. So I've really found a holy grail product in this. I cannot recommend it enough. Okay, we're breezing through these. What is next? Best face palette, which I think you can call a face palette. It has different things in it, so I'm classing this as a palette, is the Rimmel Kate Sculpting palette. And this is a contour or a bronzer, a blusher and a highlighter in one. And I think there are about 6 months in the year where I just used this non-stop. I didn't pick up any other bronzers, any other blushes, I just used this palette. And I think that's mainly down to me being lazy and this being really easy and convenient, but the colours and the formulas of these are so nice. The bronzer is amazing, it's probably one of my favourite bronzers, and the blusher is a really, really pretty pinky coral, and the highlighter is nice as well. It's just an all-round amazing palette. So small, so easy to take with you. I think when I used this I was travelling around a lot, so it just takes up no space when you could have 3 separate products. And again, it's another amazing budget find. I have a lot of budget products in this year's favourites. So best bronzer is actually a little bit of a different one. I've talked about this a lot this year, and this brand as well in particular has been one of my favourite new discoveries. It's the Perricone ND No Bronzer Bronzer, and they have a whole range of these no makeup products, and they are all so, so good. If you like very natural makeup, if you want something that isn't going to look like you're wearing it basically, this whole range is amazing. So this one is a cream bronzer. I love how this has a little pipette. Anything with something sciencey and I'm there. I've never tried a product that looks like this. It's so sheer. It's almost like a gel. So you can build it up. You can make it very, very subtle if you don't want to look like you're wearing much bronzer at all. Or you can go to town with it and be very bronzed and very kind of sun-kissed and golden goddess looking. I really, really rate this. I think it is one of my favourite things from this whole bunch. So best blusher goes to the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blushes. I love the names of all the Charlotte Tilbury products. And this is in First Love. And I have a couple of these now. They are such beautiful blushes. This colour I love. It's so, so pretty. It's a very browny neutral, but it has a little bit of pink to it as well. So for a natural everyday blush, I just love this. It's so, so nice and so pigmented as well. You need way less than you would think. I have made the mistake many times of putting too much of this on and looking like I have bright pink cheeks. Best highlighter is no surprise. I think this has been the best highlighter 2 years running now, and my poor little broken version, which I don't use anymore. I do have a newer one, but I can't find it. It's somewhere. It's hiding. But this is the Champagne Pop Becca Jaclyn Hill collaboration. It's the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed. I always forget what it's called. These highlighters on their own are just beautiful. I really like the other shades that Becca do, but there's just something about Champagne Pop. I don't know if they amped up the shimmer in it, but it is so glowy and so, so beautiful. And it looks quite orangey and very peachy, but on my skin tone, as well as many, many others I've seen it on, it just looks stunning. It's so, so beautiful. So if you have yet to try this, which I'd be shocked about because I think every single person that I know has one of these, then you definitely should, because it's an amazing product. So best brow product this year, I was going to feature Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I talk about all the time, but I thought I would do a wildcard entry. It's not really a wildcard because I use this every day. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, I think it's called, the clear brow gel. I love this stuff. I think it makes such a difference in turning your brows from very blocky looking and not very natural to just really beautifully combed and set and a lot more kind of not filled in looking. That was a really poor way of describing that. I just think this makes such a difference to your brows. It's just a clear mascara basically. It sets so hard. It basically goes rock solid. It doesn't go crispy though, which is great, but this will keep your brows in place through a hurricane. It's that good. I actually use this a lot when I'm not wearing makeup as well, if I just want to comb up my brows and set them in place. And yeah, Anastasia for brow products of course are always going to be the best. Next is the category of best single eyeshadow, and I was looking around in my drawers and there isn't really a single shadow that I use all the time. I tend to go for palettes nowadays. I think everybody does. There's just so much more in them. However, these Colour Chameleon sticks from Charlotte Tilbury I love, and I guess you could class this as a single eyeshadow eyeshadow. There is just one colour in this. I have a couple of the colours here which are all very neutral looking, very me, but the shade Amber Haze is just my favourite. It's a really rich and warm bronzy brown with some shimmer in there too, which I really like. And these are so nice to use. They're very creamy and easy to work in, but then once you have blended it down, they just set. They just look as good as they should all day long. So I have to mention these for favourite single eyeshadow. Okay, this is the big one. Next category, favourite eyeshadow palette. Always the hardest thing to choose, and we actually have a late entry this year. I've only recently tried these Lauder palettes, but they are amazing. This one is the Caramel Melange palette, which is my favourite of all the ones I've tried so far. The one thing that makes me sad is that they don't have a mirror in them, but I guess we can overlook that. This is just warm toned, rich, orangey coppery goodness, and I love it. There are so many amazing shades in here, but the thing that's best about all of these palettes that I've noticed is that they all work together so well. You'd be surprised at how many palettes don't really gel that well together. A lot of the Urban Decay Naked palettes, which I love, don't have enough matte colours or colours to use in the crease or anything really shimmery, but this one just seems to have the perfect balance of everything. It's got a light colour for blending, it's got really lovely matte crease colours, and then it has the kind of special, more shimmery ones as well, and a dark colour too, which is actually beautiful. I haven't used this one enough, but it's really, really pretty. They just blend so much better than any other eyeshadow I've ever come across, and it just lasts all day long. There's no creasing, the colour stays as bright as it should. It's just such an amazing eyeshadow palette, and I don't think these are even that expensive at all, so really great price. So just a few more eye products. Best eyeliner is the Balm's Schwing eyeliner. If I'm ever wearing eyeliner in my videos and you check the description box, it's always this. I was never a fan of these kind of dippy pot eyeliners. I'm sure they have a better name, but I could never think of it. But this one is just, it's so good. I think I like it because it has a little felt tip nib, which I don't think you see a lot in these types of liners. They tend to be either brushes or very hard nibs, which are really hard to use. But this one is very bendy and flexible, which I really, really like. It gives you a lot more control that way. And for such a small eyeliner, this has lasted me all year. I really haven't run out of this, and it is still so rich and black and super highly pigmented. I've never really found an eyeliner that sticks around for as long as this does and doesn't go grey or washed out and just looks really black and intense for as long as it should. So I love this. I love it so much I'm throwing it at myself. I think it's such a good eyeliner, and not one that I've really heard many people talk about before. So if you're a fan of liquid liner, I think you need to try this because it's so, so good. So my pick for best mascara of the year had to come from L'Oreal. I love L'Oreal's mascaras. This is from the Volume Million Lashes range, and it's the So Couture. There's quite a few of these, and I'm surprised that I do like it actually, because it's a very natural looking mascara. Not natural, but it's a very defining mascara, I should say. Usually I like quite clumpy and quite thick brushes, but this one is a plastic bristle brush and it has very small little bristles on it, so it does coat your lashes, but it really combs them out as well. But actually I really like that look. I've been preferring to have nice fanned out lashes instead of clumpy thick ones. So for me, this has been my go-to most reachful mascara of the last 6 months, and I think that warrants me putting it in this video. So last of all the categories is lip products. Let's see how many things I can stretch this into. So first of all, we have best lip pencil or lip liner, and I've become really reliant on lip liner. I only used to wear it if I had a really bright red lip on, but now I like it for every day as well. So this is my favourite one, the one that I've used the most this year, and it's from Tilbury again. What a surprise. This is the Lip Cheat, the Resize and Reshape lip liner in the shade Pillow Talk. Actually, it is the perfect shade for my lips. I think this is actually identical to the colour of my own lips. So I think that's what everybody looks for in a lip liner. I can really kind of emphasise the size of my lips with this, and it looks quite natural. Not super natural, but as good as you can probably get. And it definitely helps nude lipsticks especially stay on and be a lot more even all day. So this I kind of really couldn't live without. I used it so much more than I thought I did. It's definitely a kind of everyday go-to staple for me. Next is best lipstick. I feel like this year has become the year of liquid lipsticks more than anything else. So I haven't really reached for a proper lipstick all that often, but when I do, it's always been this one. This is kind of sexy. I've used this in a lot of tutorials, a lot of videos. I think it's just my go-to for a neutral lipstick. It's a very flattering kind of peachy nude. I think especially for fair skins this looks beautiful. And then for favourite or best liquid lipstick, I had to pick two, I'm sorry. So I've got best neutral and best bold lip. The first one is the Chanel Rouge Allure Ink. I've really come around to loving these. I think they are just really different but really great liquid lipsticks. They're kind of a little bit more on the moisturising side, so they don't look completely matte, but they are so much more comfortable to wear than anything really dry and matte. So this one, which is 140, constantly lives in my handbag. It's so easy to put on that you can do it without a mirror, but I just keep this with me wherever I go, just to kind of top up my lipstick or to wear if I haven't got anything else on. It's the perfect everyday shade. It's pinky but not too pink and still quite neutral, but it has a nice amount of pigment to it as well, so I love this. And then the one you've all been waiting for, my pick for best bright lip or bold lip, which of course has to be a red. I'm so predictable, so very predictable, is from Colourpop. Again, this is kind of a recent discovery for me, but since trying these Colourpop Ultra Matte lipsticks, I am just obsessed. I think they are the best liquid lipstick formula I've ever come across. They are so pigmented and the colours are just beautiful. This one I have to pick as my favourite shade though. It's actually from the Hello Kitty collaboration, which I find slightly hilarious, but I love that it has Hello Kitty all over it, and it's called Ribbon. It's a red, but it's a slightly deeper red, so it has a bit more to it than your average kind of orangey bright red. I think I used this in a first impressions video. I'll link it up here for you to go and watch, but you can see my reaction from the instant I used this. I just was in love with it, and it was fate. It was meant to be my favourite lipstick forever. So this wins hands down for my favourite bold liquid lipstick of the year. I love it. I love it so very much. Take a deep breath now, we're done. If you guys are still watching and you're still here, well done to you, big round of applause. Let me know what your absolute favourite holy grail must-have makeup product was this year, because I'd love to know. I always love going through your recommendations for your #1 favourite things, so definitely leave me a comment and I will go and add a few things to my list. Don't forget as well the second part of this video, which is going to be pretty much everything in this basket here, all my skincare favourites and other bits. That's going to be up for you on Wednesday, so keep an eye out then. And until then, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!